this is our main entrance. Don't stand out here too long. You'll get run over, especially you, the camera person. Woo! Oh my God, there's one more!
Come on.
Oh, sorry.
Come on.
Yeah, so hi, it's Tim Burn from Tim Burn Almost Live, and I'm here with Chuck Nervick from MediaEdge. The PM Expo is coming up in the next 2 weeks. Holy cow, it's coming up fast.
Yep.
And it's on December 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Correct. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
And you and I had this conversation off camera about why you do this event, and it's an after show party on December 4th.
Correct.
Which is the Wednesday night. It's at the Elephant and Castle.
Here?
Where we are right now having lunch, and I always refer to it as the Elephant's Asshole.
Oh, Jesus, yeah.
Yeah, we're going to cut that out.
Let me see if that's... no, it's not on the... Okay.
The Elephant Castle, and this is the corner of Simcoe and King Street in the theater district, I guess is what it's referred to, just north of the Toronto Convention Center. Mm-hmm. So it's about a 5-minute walk, not even
Correct.
that, 4-minute walk, real quick, fast. Why do you do this event?
Yeah. So, you know what? We do it for the industry. So, back when we owned the PM Expo, Tim, a long time ago, we did an event the first night of the PM Expo. It was an industry reception. We typically did it in the convention center. So, you'd walk from the trade floor down to a private meeting room, and you would have a few drinks and network with your colleagues, etc. So, you know, when we sold the PM Expo a number of years ago, the suppliers that we were working with said, well, doesn't mean you can't still do a real estate reception. There's nothing else that night. So we've just continued doing this, and it's really, it's all about getting the industry together, and it's just a consistent thing we've done for many, many years. It's a lot of fun.
You told me that you don't make any money from it, and actually last year you gave some money back to the sponsors.
Correct.
I found that very funny that you do. Sorry, I'm a profit-driven guy. I'm a capitalist. Everything's done for money, and I found it really funny that you don't do this for profit. That you actually. Good integrity along the way from MediaEdge. You're doing this really just to get everybody together in the property management industry.
Yeah, exactly. That's 100% right. And most of the sponsors that we have this year, as well as we've had for the last number of years, they've been consistent supporters. And the only way you can deal with people is the way you deal with your clients, with integrity. So we have a full open book and say, this is how much we consume, this is how much we drank, this is what the costs were, this is what the revenue was in sponsorships. And if there's a surplus, we give it back to the sponsors.
That's a huge amount of your time and effort at no profit. I'm just fascinated by that. All right, PM Expo's done. It's 5 o'clock. You're tired, your feet are sore, you're killing yourself, you're a property manager, you're an operations manager, you're a GM, VP of BGIS or Oxford. Do me a favor, follow me. Well, run, follow me, run! Get run over! That was a pomegranate. Or a Pomeranian, whatever. Sorry,
there we are.
So, we're here. You finally made it. You got to flatulate. You're thirsty. Your feet are sore. And now we're going to CNN, but it's not really called that. It's called...
Don't you know it by now? The annual Canadian Real Estate Reception.
It smells like urine back here.
Oh, for sure it does.
It's really bad. Don't go back there. That's what I said.
But so what we've done, and this has sort of happened over time, is we sort of, and you guys are with us this year at Stadia, which is great.
Glastonbury, yeah.
So we tend to sort of stay in the same pathway, the same zone.
Sure.
So we don't want to have 18 sponsors down in the same vertical like HVAC or lighting or whatever. So we sort of moved around a little bit and have somebody in HR, somebody in window and glass, somebody in automation. As you can tell here, they're all a little bit different.
The whole 9 yards,
paving,
right?
We've got graffiti removal, mechanical, poster one does printing work. So, and these guys just like to get together. I think the thing that they really appreciate, Tim, is it takes a lot of time and effort, as you said, to put this together.
Huge.
So between the team at MediaEdge, we all put our time and effort into it. We get the sponsors on board. We help promote it. And these guys just really show up and have a good time with their clients.
I got kicked out last year.
Who kicked you out last year? You got kicked out.
Yeah, I got fully kicked out.
Okay, I have a feeling we have a story coming here. I didn't even know you were there.
Yeah, so Trust One was doing your sponsorship last year as well. They're doing it this year. That's Doug Macy.
Douglas, yes.
I got to tell you, Dougie's been on my show a couple of times. So have you now.
Yep.
And God bless Doug. That's a perseverance motherfucker I've ever met in my life. That man is going to win.
Yep.
He doesn't give up. He doesn't stop.
Yep.
Up out of bed every day, and he's killing it every day. Honestly, one of the most consistent efforts in the industry I've ever seen.
I agree. Yep.
Like him, love him.
Yep.
great, bad. He's always there. So he invites me to your event.
Yeah.
I get to the door with a couple, two of my staff. The three of us were out. We ate dinner, and Doug said, just come by for 5 minutes. E1 catches me at the door. My brother. Kieran walks down to me and goes, "You're not allowed in."
And what did you do?
I said, "Kieran, it's okay. You can enjoy your night."
And you walked out.
And I left.
Now, you know what? With clients around, that was probably the right
Karen
thing
concerned.
to do. Yeah.
Ironically, he did it in front of clients.
Yeah. Oh, really?
He did, and I just went, "It's okay, Karen." By the way, I didn't know E1. My brother Michael doesn't like me, and I didn't know E1 was sponsoring the event.
Yeah.
I had not a clue. Did you get it? Like I knew it was your event. I knew Trust One was there, but I never saw that big list.
Yeah.
I had no clue.
Yeah.
But they caught on that I was down in the line,
Okay.
and they marched down the stairs.
I don't know
and
how I
"Don't
missed
you
it."
come in?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"It's okay, Karen. I didn't know. I'm
Yeah.
not here. I wasn't here to cause a higgy-riggy anyway."
Yeah.
But boy, you had a lineup that night outside.
We did.
Of
Yeah.
customers, not just supply, like a lot of
Yeah.
people, right? With the sponsors, no sponsors. I don't know what sponsors are. I'm a big fan of that inclusion. I think at the end of the day, competitors or not, I think all of us together have a higher chance of success and profit than apart.
Yeah. 100%.
It's actually probably one of the great things about MediaEdge is that it brings everybody together.
Yep.
And the truth is that whether you're Long and Smith with Index Construction or Hayes, everybody can help everybody get where they need to get to.
Yep.
I don't care whether you're Solar Window Washing or your Skyreach. Working together is a lot better than working apart. At the end of the day, we all have to work together in the same market.
Correct.
And I'll be honest, competitors, this is the great thing about competitors, they keep you on game.
Yeah.
Do you get it? Like having another show or having another glass and door company or having another podcast, they make you stay fresh. They make you think outside the box.
Yeah.
They force you into innovation.
Yeah.
Not having competitors brings lazy, just a lazy format. I mean, you need other people poking at you to get you to rise above it.
Yeah.
And I like, it's actually, you've been really good at it over the years of bringing everybody together all the time. And there's very few people in the industry that have that knack. You've done it for such a long time. You've stayed with it. And I know there's other guys in the industry that try, but you like Mr. Macy. You stay the path, stay the course.
Yeah.
Your job is inclusion. Bring everybody together. That's the only goal.
Yeah.
Bring everybody together. I'm not here to have fights or wars or tell who's better or who's worse. My job is to bring you all together.
And it's great to see, Tim. You know, you'll see it in a couple of weeks as well. The thing that the MediaEdge team really likes to see is people having conversations and smiling and having a glass of wine together. But the night's fun. There's no pressure. There's no sales thing going on. It's all about just come down and enjoy yourself. And it's what gives me a good feeling is seeing a property manager talking to one of our sponsors, and they have a nice conversation. They didn't know each other before this thing. To me, that's the ultimate goal of this.
I think people forget that when Boma gave up those, and I go back to Boma giving those lunches, I think when they gave up that, they gave up an opportunity to bring people together. And boy, in this world of social media that we're actually doing right now, bringing people together is a forgotten art.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it really is a forgotten art.
Yeah.
And I think over the next 10 years, that's going to be the primary skill and the primary business driver is bringing people together.
Yeah,
I think it's an NHL turning point. Where socializing is going to become paramount for success.
Yeah,
rather than just publishing emails, Word documents, and dumping stuff on social media. You start talking to people.
You've got this convergence of the different generational groups, and then you've got the convergence of technology and IT.
What's the average age of your group?
Of our group?
Oh, of
the reception.
Have you ever taken a kind of a feel for the demographic that comes to the room?
You know what? There's more and more younger folks coming in. The millennials have started coming to the reception the last couple of years. I've noticed more. Gen Z? Yeah.
Are you Gen Z or a millennial, Mrs. Camerawoman? You have no idea.
I'd say the average age is probably around 40, 38 to 40.
Okay.
That would be my guess.
Oh, sorry, except for this year.
This year, yes.
This year, it's going to be closer to 70. You have Bill Stalin, Lori Tawartha, and a bunch of old people coming, right?
They're coming this year, yeah.
Depends is a major sponsor this year. Depends
on the agreement.
Permanent? What's that stuff for your dentures?
Yeah.
Permanent?
Permagrip.
Permagrip.
Yeah.
Permagrip, brought to you by CNN.
Watch your stairs, Alex.
Watch your stairs, Al, don't fall. If you go tumbling down right now, that would make a great video. Whoa. Depends. Brought to you by Bill Stalin. I like the fact that you do this out of goodwill. I'm really impressed by that. I'm actually overwhelmed by it. I think very few people do business in goodwill. And you do this in hopes for, in the future, people will recognize your organization as somebody who participates with the industry in goodwill. And I think that's really cool, by the way. It's unheard of.
Yeah.
When you told me that you don't make a dime, it's just to bring people together.
Yeah.
It's to bring synergy in the industry.
Yeah.
Kudos to you and your group.
Yeah.
And Kevin and you, because these things don't happen anymore.
Yeah, and also the sponsors that love the event, and also the attendees of the show, or the reception, sorry.
Right.
Because if they weren't supporting it, we wouldn't have it. So, thank you for that, Tim. It's a lot of work, but it's fun.
Yeah, I find, by the way, and I said this in one of my podcasts about trade shows, like this event. The other nice thing about events like this, I know this is going to sound bad and good, I like the fact that I get to meet all these people from all these different areas. You just said that people from Index are working for Major Air is working for Hayes.
Yeah.
Hayes, they're all people have moved companies.
Yeah.
The truth is that it gives you a real chance to see who's on the marketplace. I'm talking about staffing now as an owner.
Yeah.
I get to see who's on the marketplace, who handles themselves well in a corporate environment. It really gives me an opportunity to soft recruit, soft reference people.
You're constantly recruiting. You're really good at that, huh? That would be a podcast in itself, because a lot of companies don't know how to do that the right way. They think by sticking an ad on LinkedIn or something, it's going to bring in all these perfect resumes. But it's like, I think you told me the story on the last podcast, the way that you ask people to call you on your cell phone as an interview, and then you sort of triage that, and then the process moves quickly. So you've got to be a really good judge of character and talent. And I totally agree. I mean, there's going to be people at this event, I guarantee it, that are either looking for something or in between positions.
The recruiting thing, it's. I don't care who you are. If you're in any kind of ownership, upper management position, probably most of my time is spent on recruiting, constantly recruiting, whether I need people or not.
Yeah.
You always have to have a backup goalie.
Yeah.
And you actually have to have a backup goalie to the backup goalie.
Yeah.
And in business, if you don't, you're silly. You're actually putting yourself at risk.
Yeah.
Even if your main goalie never gets hurt and it's always great, you still got to have a backup to the backup to the backup, because you never know what's going to happen. And that whole idea of people calling me, I literally, this is going to sound bad, so when everybody calls me, I blow them off. I give them 3 websites, including my podcast, to go look at, and I tell them that the podcast will help them on a cultural level to understand the corporation.
Yep.
And I quickly go, "Hi Chuck, how are you? I'm calling about the ad on Indeed. Great. Do me a huge favor. I want you to go to this A, B, and C website. I'll text them to you right now. You do some research on us. And if you still like what you see and you still want to come work for one of my organizations, call me back in 48 hours.
But none of those people have done that before they called you. Like nowadays, when kids call up and are looking, they know more about the company than a lot of the employees do.
Yeah, it's funny how many people don't research.
Interesting.
Prior. So what the anomaly is, especially, let's talk about Indeed, and I like Indeed. I like monsters.ca, right, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
They make it very, 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 very easy to submit a resume. You can press a button.
Yeah.
Because they want, they charge us by clicks. Mm-hmm. How many resumes you get.
Yeah.
So doing the phone call thing stops people from randomly submitting their resume, because probably 50% of the resumes you get are fake.
Don't relate to the job posts.
Well, they're literally going.
Yeah.
It's something they've highlighted it and it says, I don't know, sales.
Yeah.
Click, sales.
Yeah.
Everything was sales. I got a resume and hope that somebody from HR calls me.
Yeah.
So 50% of them are garbage, only because they're so easy to give out that nobody cares, and Indeed charges you by it. Mm-hmm. But if they call you, that they've read the ad.
Yeah.
I blow them off for 48 hours.
Yeah.
Like literally a very short call. And make them call me back. So I get 1,000 resumes on any given ad. I only get 35 phone calls. Out of the 35 phone calls, I blow them off with going to do research on me. More so the podcast, because that really does entertain the culture of our organization. It really highlights who I am, who my staff are, who I associate myself with. And then if they call back in 48 hours, then I head them towards people inside my organization that would actually do the interviews, the reference checks. So on the second phone call, I go, awesome, you called back.
How many of the 35 call you back?
Half.
Really, huh?
About half.
Okay.
Give or take,
Yeah.
half,
Yeah, yeah.
maybe less than half.
Yeah.
And then I get them to go through the process. And I actually go through that process even if I don't need them right now, and I'll actually tell them right now, we've stopped hiring or fill that
Yeah.
position. We will be looking again in the next
Yeah.
2 months because I want to keep people on that edge to want to come.
Yeah.
I know we weren't having an HR podcast, but I have a lot of friends, people on this list that tell me they have a tough time finding good people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a tough time finding good people.
So let me understand. So you get, let's say, 1,000 resumes.
Yeah.
So how do those 35 people? Do you call those 35 out of the 1,000, or how?
No,
do those,
they called me
So where do you post that phone number? In the ad?
right in the ad.
So you get 1,000 resumes and
And I
only
get
35 or so call you.
Maybe.
Wow.
Maybe
That's crazy.
35.
Yeah.
One a day, 2.
So then you're really weeding out people that are like, well, I'm going to call this guy and he's going to read me right away that I'm not applicable for the ad.
You know what the best is? I get a guy that calls. So we have about 13 ads in Indeed. We run them all the time. I never
Yeah.
take them down. Even if I hired an executive vice president of
Yeah.
toilet paper, I don't take the ad down. We just stop spending money on advertising it, right? You pay $10,
Yeah.
$20, $30 a day. I just take that money away and make it
Okay.
zero, but I never take the ads down. So let's say we're paying $50 a day. People call me. The best is when the guy calls and says, I'm calling about your ad on Indeed, and I go, which one? And they go, oh, I don't know. And you're like, you don't know what you applied to. And I go, why don't you do me a favor, call me back when you figure out what ad it
Yeah.
was,
Yeah.
and we can have another conversation. And
Yeah.
they go click and hang up. I love those ones. So basically, buddy read it and is randomly calling.
Do your research, man, before you call, right?
It's unbelievable how
Yeah.
many people don't.
Yeah.
But the 35, let's say in 1 week, maybe now over a 2 week period, I get 30 phone calls, 35.
Yeah.
Literally, they're 60-second phone calls. I'm going to text you the 3 websites, do some work, figure out who we are,
Yeah.
what we are, Google me, Google the organizations. And then I said, then call me back in 48 hours.
Yeah.
And then only 10 call me back.
Yeah.
And then those conversations are very, very quick, and I push them off into my organization.
Yeah.
Maybe 1 or 2 actually make it, but it's constant. The amount of people that apply and the amount of good people that apply. If you ever read any of our ads, have you ever seen any of our ads in Indeed?
You know what? I have not.
I get so many replies from my ads. So my wife's company, she was fighting to find a chef and a baker. They run retirement homes. Right.
Residents.
And I said, try my model. Man, one day, 180 applicants. They had nothing in a week.
So where do I see your? I got to go to Indeed to look at your ad. Okay.
Yeah, or I'll have Alex send
Okay.
you a link or something. But the way the ads are written,
That's awesome, huh?
you know what you write them like?
Yeah.
I saw it. This is going to sound bad. You know, like a dating site?
So
You write them like a dating site.
Sweet.
Looking for fun, loving, kind. Like you write it like you're trying to
You're looking
find
for
a,
the
find a
swipe
partner.
rights. Yeah.
You write it like you're looking for a partner. You
Yeah.
write it like you're looking for a girlfriend. You
Yeah.
write it like you're looking for a boyfriend.
Yeah.
And I know it sounds weird, but you literally write it that way.
Well, that's smart. It's
And-
obviously
and
working.
people go, okay, because people don't want to work for a company anymore.
Yeah.
They want to work for passion.
Yeah.
They need a purpose.
Yeah.
And if they're taking a job they're taking a job that's just a job, it sucks. You got to take a job with purpose.
Yeah.
So we write the ad with purpose.
No, and I'm finding, Gen Z, Gen X, Gen Y, the millennials, I'm finding that they are way more interested in who they're working for. It's not just about a paycheck and a job.
Anything like you? Thanks a second. What else? CNN. Okay, what's the thing called again? Because I can't remember its damn name.
Yes, it's the annual Canadian Real Estate Industry Reception, December 4th, beginning at 5 p.m. at Elephant and Castle.
Oh.
It's the annual Canadian Real Estate
Go ahead, do it again. Stop. One more time. Hey, whoa, you stink. Go ahead. One more time.
It's the annual Canadian Real Estate Industry Reception, December 4th at Elephant and Castle, starting at 5 o'clock at the corner of King and Simcoe. Look forward to seeing you then.
Awesome. That was good.